Welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard, episode 8. We got some more football talk as the season gets underway in college, and the NFL is just a few weeks away. We finished up the preseason, and ending that out, Josh Jacobs is back with the Raiders. We'll give you a recap or a rundown of training camp in general, our favorite players, stat projections for the season, week one picks, and what the conference championships will look like this season. Then we'll head into some college football where we talk about reactions from week zero. Navy, USC, and Notre Dame all played. Favorite game of the week of the upcoming schedule, college football playoff projections, QB battles that are dragging on in college football, and then everyone's favorite player of all time. But we'll start it off. Josh Jacobs signs a 1-year deal with the Raiders, ends his holdout before the season starts, and gives them a positive outlook towards the start of the season. What do you guys think?
I think with this signing, it obviously helps the Raiders. I honestly don't think the Raiders are even a playoff team yet again, because of the division that they're in and what they got to face week in and week out, and Jimmy Garoppolo also being their QB. One, he can't stay healthy, and he's we don't know if it's the system or it's him. But he also does have there's bright spots on that team like Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, their rookie, their new rookie. What's his name? Trey Murphy, is that his name? What's his name? The dude from Texas Tech, and that they have to look forward to. But I still think they're gonna be out of the playoffs again. Still gonna struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that division is a little bit weaker than it was these past years. I wouldn't say that much weaker, but I think it got a little bit. We still don't know what to expect from the Broncos this season, and I'm hoping that the Chargers are better, but I don't know about that defense still. That defense, I don't think it improved that much from last year where it just got the rock pounded down its throat. So
Yeah,
the
that
Chiefs are going to be
division.
the Chiefs.
Yeah,
But
that division I don't think is that nothing that crazy. I do think the Broncos improve with that, but
yeah,
the
but all
Raiders
those
kind of.
injuries, like just like
Yeah,
the
true.
Dolphins, like
But with Josh Jacobs signing, it's just kind of boring. Like they're gonna be a 5-win team, 6-win max probably. Like they're not gonna do nothing crazy. Like he'll probably have his 1,000 yards. He'll be a decent fantasy running back. Me personally, I wouldn't want to draft someone because I just don't think they're gonna be able to. They're not gonna be able to move the ball. Like I don't think they're going to be good at all. So I think honestly they're just gonna. They signed him that 1 year. They're gonna trade him halfway through the year. Him, Devontae, and just tank and get
Dude,
assets, get draft picks.
they gave him too much money to trade him this first year. No one's gonna want that contract. He just signed a
It's a
3-year
1 year
deal.
contract.
For 1 year.
Is it a 1 year?
1 year, 12 million. It was
yeah.
because if they don't trade
Are you
him,
talking about Josh Jacobs or are you talking about Jimmy Garoppolo?
Josh
Nah,
Jacobs,
Garoppolo
Oh,
is going
Josh
to be there.
Jacobs.
Yeah, yeah,
he said
Garoppolo
Yeah.
is going to be there.
he thinks they're gonna
Dude,
trade the stars.
they're
Yeah,
not gonna
he
trade
just said
Josh Jacobs.
yeah, he just said Devontae and
I said
Josh
Devontae.
Jacobs.
They're not trading Devontae.
I mean, he
Bro,
might want to trade, I think, though,
Yeah,
because
what?
if they're
He's
You
gonna
not
think they
gonna,
trade
leave.
all the
He's gonna
stars?
leave if they're bad.
You
if
think they
they're
trade all the
bad,
stars?
I think they
dude,
might
Mark,
have to.
you know
Yeah.
who Mark Davis is, bro? You know who Mark, bro. Mark Davis is not gonna trade him. Bro, once you either get traded to or you sign with the Raiders, you're there until death row. You're there until your contract's up.
Yeah.
Bro,
Oh, sure.
Mark
Okay.
Davis. I'm serious, bro.
Bro, Amari
You see
Cooper,
how much they,
Khalil
bro.
Mack.
You see how much they got for them. Dude, they got so much for them. Dude, no team, they're not gonna get rid of their only source of offense really this upcoming season because their O line's still gonna be trash. So if they get rid of Devontae Adams, it's just gonna be the run game, and they're that's just a
They're
waste of
gonna
$12
try
million
and lose
dollars.
games. That's exactly why they're gonna trade him.
He said so. He thinks they're gonna. McCabe saying they think they're gonna let Jacobs and Tay get off a couple big weeks and
So,
then use them for
so
trade.
yeah, so that brings up the question: who wins the tank for Caleb Williams? Because
The
Obviously
Caleb's
the Cardinals.
the Cardinals,
the
he's
Cardinals
gonna
made
go
a
back to
move trying
college.
to.
He's gonna
No,
go back to
Mike.
college
No.
yes if
He
the
can,
Cardinals,
yes.
bro,
No, he
he said
wouldn't.
it, bro. Yeah, he said it this weekend.
They
He
be saying
legit
that.
said it
They
this
be saying
weekend.
that, but they never gonna do that,
He
bro.
would
Bro,
never
he's
do it.
getting he's getting paid the most
He is
NIL money, bro.
okay. It ain't more
He
than
doesn't
number one
need,
NFL draft pick money. He probably
Yeah,
don't.
no, not even close.
But okay,
bro.
you're
But
right
like,
though.
why? But like,
You're right.
he
I
could
see
do
what you're
that,
saying.
bro. He's probably making like a crazy, like, bro. He's making millions
No,
in
he's
that stuff.
making millions for sure in college,
Making millions,
but not.
Making
dude,
like
like,
1 or 2 million.
Yes, but
3
McCabe,
million max.
let's say they
bro,
make
you
the
got,
playoff this year and lose in the playoff in a heartbreaking way, and he's like looking forward and he's like, let me go back to college and try to win a championship, or
bro.
go
He's
to the
gonna get more
NFL and be on the
money, dude.
Cardinals.
USC can offer him way more money to just like stay on
No.
that team, bro. For like a
They're pro-
year, for one
Yeah.
more year, they could get, bro. He could probably get a rookie's first year,
Okay, and then the
like
Cardinals get
little
who?
bit, dude. Bro.
And
No
they'll
one
still
wants
be
to go,
trash and probably
bro.
have the first pick again next year.
If I'm a QB like Caleb Williams, Drake Mayer, nothing like that, I don't want to go to the Cardinals. I don't want to touch
Why,
that.
Mike? Every
Bro, it's the
every
worst
team that gets the
organized.
number 1 overall pick
It's
eventually is going to be good.
Okay, but if
Kyler
you're
Murray.
saying,
They
yeah,
just had Kyler Murray.
where do you think
and-
Kyler Murray goes
and
then?
dude, Kyler's in his second year of his contract. You're just wasting money drafting Caleb Williams and stuff like that. Like, he's in the second year of his deal. That's like he signed a 5-year deal. Like, bro, they're gonna use. They need to
That
use
get
that
the
money.
first overall pick become good. Like,
Bro,
that's just
if
how
anything,
it is.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. They had Kyler Murray's a first overall draft. Are you not hearing what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes,
He's the
and they
first
were
overall
good. They were
draft pick.
good. They had a good team, and
Bro,
now
they
they're
were not fucking good. They were a fluke. They were one of those teams that shouldn't have been in the playoffs, but like were in the playoffs. Like, bro, they were not good.
I
they
think
made
they're
the
a good
playoffs.
roster. I just think they've never been coached good, in my opinion.
They've never been coached. It's the worst organization of football. They make their players pay for their meals, bro. Like their water. Like, bro, that's the type of organization the Arizona Cardinals are. No one wants to go to that. Like, especially after those ratings came out, the grades of like the facilities, the program, the training program, bro. The Cardinals got an F- on everything. Like, it's a poorly ran team, and no one wants to go deal with that. And Kyler Murray's on that deal, bro. They're not gonna draft Caleb Williams, and he's gonna go back to
Yes, they
college. And
would.
I would go back to college if I was in. I'm not dealing with that.
On a
Yeah,
lighter note,
I don't want $30 million.
You can get $30 million the next year.
Yeah, not if he break an ankle or break something that he can never be the same.
Yeah,
No,
then it's over.
even with
Like
that dude could still go number 1 overall.
I don't know about
They,
that. I don't
dude,
know
they
if
said
he,
it.
if he
Bro,
tears his
if he didn't
meniscus
even,
or something like
bro,
that.
I
I don't
mean,
know
yeah,
about.
well, you guys are just kind of wishing the worst. Like,
I'm not
Jesus
wishing.
Christ.
We're just saying what.
But
what
I
kind
mean,
of
you're
stuff-
putting it in the air. You're putting
well,
it in the air, like, oh my God.
That's what's in our mind when we say.
That's
why you
that's
go.
the
That's why you
guess
go
what?
to
Guess
the
what?
draft.
Guess
So
what?
you
Guess what?
get your money.
Oh my
You get
God.
your life changing
Dude,
money guaranteed. That signing
bro,
bonus.
if he goes another year, stays until he's a senior, like, bro, 4 people do that. Like Joe Burrow was in college for 4 years, 5 years. Like, bro, you could stay in college, bro. Like, he's gonna be fine.
Speaking
That
of
dude could get.
yeah, speaking of college players that are now turned into NFL players, the preseason just wrapped up. They all got their first chance. A lot of rookie quarterbacks, a lot of just rookies in general stood out. And I want to get your guys' favorite players from the preseason.
I'm sticking with my player, like I said, DTR. Like I said, he had a pretty good preseason, and I think his play spoke for itself. Made the Browns feel good with letting Josh Dobbs go. So, like, not feel good, but made him comfortable with doing it and having DTR as the backup. So, I think he played well.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have like a couple, but for like, you want a rookie? You want a rookie, Andrew?
You can
Or you
get
want like a
anybody.
player?
Anybody from preseason.
I'm not gonna lie. I really like O'Connell from Vegas, because I feel like, I mean, he's a good backup. He was killing it at Purdue. Definitely a player that flew underneath the radar in the Big Ten. Put up good numbers there his last year, and like when he was like playing, he was like dicing up the San Francisco defense, like real like good teams. Like, and he was just a solid player that, like, if I'm the Raiders and Jimmy G gets hurt, I feel like I can like trust this dude to carry on the rings for a couple games.
Yeah, I can see that. I think a lot of people
Who
were
would you say,
impressed.
Mike?
He
Aiden
said
O'Connell from Purdue.
just
Aiden
to
O'Connell
step
from
in.
Purdue.
Yeah. And also,
He's a
like you
good.
mentioned, there's not that high of expectations this season, but he's definitely a serviceable backup
And I
from what
also
we
like
saw.
I liked Bryce Young's like his last preseason game. I watched the drive and the last like his first couple drives that he had, and I mean he looked good. I mean, put the ball like exactly where he needed to. He looked as accurate as he did in Alabama. Scored a touchdown, a lace right in front of the face of Thielen. He looked good, and I'm excited to see what he has to offer.
Yeah, and luckily Thielen wasn't like that hurt bad in that game. It looked like it could have been like a season not ending, but possibly disrupting injury. But he's all good, so that offense should get off to somewhat of a good start, hopefully, with Bryce Young in his first year. And
No.
McCabe, who you got?
For me, I mean, he's not a. I mean, we're not doing rookies. We're just doing best preseason performer.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me, I really like. I mean, I'm a Steelers fan. I watch them,
Who
and
cares?
I definitely got to do Kenny Pickett. I mean, the way he performed was just unbelievable. 13 of 15, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, a perfect passer rating of 158. All 5 of his drives he was in, all touchdowns. No
He looked good.
mistakes.
I won't lie. He looked good. He
He
looked
played
good.
good. And
He looked good.
PFF also released NFL preseason player awards. Like, just, I know PFF's not like the best, but I mean, they're definitely like
it's
pretty
definitely a
well.
viable. I like PFF
Yeah,
for
they're definitely
college
well
and the
known.
NFL. They're pretty good.
They had Kenny
They're
Pickett as their quarterback, like for like their kind of like first team all preseason kind of thing. Like Kenny Pickett was the quarterback. Then they also had Nick Herbig as defensive player of the like rookie of preseason, like the best player on the rookie for preseason. I mean, he had 3.5 sacks in 3 games, forced a fumble, had a fumble recovery. He looked like really good.
the problem
So
is he's sitting behind TJ Watt, so
yeah, they got him and Highsmith. So I mean,
yeah.
he's not going to get too much work, but it's
He's a good solid
definitely.
I mean,
when they
he
have to
might.
rotate.
I
TJ
know
He's
Watt's
gonna
been
get
he's
some
getting
burn.
definitely
hurt.
He's
going to
gonna get
get,
some good burn.
but when it is like a passing down, like they're
You
going to go
better,
with TJ.
and you gotta hope TJ stays healthy again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you got to stay healthy for him. He wins this
But like,
game.
I mean, if he gets hurt, you feel comfortable with Nick. If
I
TJ
mean,
does get hurt,
not really. I mean, it's TJ Watt. Like TJ Watt wins you
I mean, I'm
games.
saying if you feel yeah, no, but I'm saying like, do you feel comfortable?
Yeah,
Like I feel like Nick Herbert looked like crazy good.
yeah, he
Like he
looked
was
really
looking
good, dude.
like
Like
he
the
was
way he
looking
gets
like
off the
really
line,
good.
like yeah, he looks
Yeah,
really.
just good
And it's
power and
crazy we
everything.
got him in the 4th round too. Like that's late,
Yeah,
dude. Led the Big Ten in sacks. Like getting a dude like that in the 4th round is crazy.
Yeah, I got two. I had one, but I added one late. My first one's Malik Willis. Threw for 220 yards, something like that, I believe, 2 touchdowns, and also had 2 interceptions in his last preseason game. I think he looked solid during the game. One of those interceptions was more of a receiver making a misread of the routes, and the other one just not immature a little bit, needs to progress and get game time. But I think come the end of the season, you could see Malik Willis getting a few starts for the Titans. I think he's solidified himself as the backup. And Tannehill, I think he's a good QB, but they might be looking towards the future towards the end of the year. I don't know how entrenched they will be in the playoff run. So I think Willis could get some burn at the end of the season. I think that they will give it to him. And the second guy I had was CJ Stroud. I really liked his last preseason game. He got a few drives against the Saints. And number one, the first ball to Nico Collins, absolutely perfect throw, just outside shoulder, over the shoulder, in tight man coverage. The receiver dropped it, obviously, but you see the throws he's able to make, and he just needs his receivers to come down with the ball. And then just his relationship with Dalton Schultz has grown tremendously throughout this training camp. They mentioned in the broadcast that that was his favorite person to be around throughout the camp. And then on the other side of the ball, I love the defensive front they've built. Jerry Hughes addition there, Will Anderson, and then solid secondary. So I think the Houston Texans are going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they will win more games than people expect. So yeah, I think CJ Stroud would have a solid year at quarterback.
forgetting about Tank Dell.
How
Forgetting
many
about Tank Dell.
Yeah,
how many
Tank
games
Dell
do you
was
think
electric though on that punt return. He had
The
a punt return
dog.
Yeah,
in that game
I
too.
saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
Tutty
that.
too.
How many
Crazy
games do you
Tutty.
think he wins? On the
Who?
Texans wins?
I think they can win 7 games this year.
I looked through their schedule. and I said 7-8. I
Dude,
said 7-8.
Dude, you understand that they have probably one of, if not the best defensive minds in the NFL in D'Amico Ryans. Like their head
But
coach is that guy, and he has two great pass rushers. He has a solid veteran secondary. Like they added Ward, they have Derek Stingley, and I'm sad they cut Desmond King, but they did cut him today. But I still think it's a veteran
They cut Desmond
defense.
King today?
I believe so. But either way, I still think that
Wow.
team is a solid enough base that I don't think they'll challenge for the division, but I think 7 wins is their ceiling, but I think they can get that.
Houston is favored in 2 games this year against the Cardinals, which is only -2. So that's basically even.
I think they
then-
can steal a game against Tennessee. I think they can
Dude, I think this
steal a
team has
game.
an opportunity
They
to steal
could
a
beat.
game, bro.
They could
Dude, you
steal a
gotta think
game
about
at.
like you got to think about it. Like Robert Saleh and D'Amico Ryan come from the same system, right? Like it's the same, like they run the same defense. Like they one stepped in right after the other.
Robert Saleh
and both
has like
had-
amazing players.
But,
He had
bro,
amazing
there's
players
Derek-
last year.
There's Derek Stingley, 3rd overall pick.
Good.
Will Anderson, the 3rd overall pick. Who's
Good.
supposed to be Micah Parsons Jr.
Not
you
even
also
close.
have- Okay. Okay, but he
There-
has better. He's done more in college than him. But okay. Then there's also Jalen Petrie, the most underrated rookie last year. Like, bro, like they
Jimmy
have
Ward
safety.
too.
Jimmy Ward too as a vet.
Dude,
Coming
they have
from
no
D'Amico's Ryan
linebackers.
system.
But
Bro.
yeah, but their O line is like
Dude,
literally the linebackers
there's-
are
it's
only
not a-
weakest part of their team.
Dude,
And
it's
they're-
not a linebacker league no more, bro. You can go without linebackers now, bro. Like you can legit go without linebackers nowadays. The game is like revolutionized that way. Like you could have like safeties play linebackers.
I think that they can steal 2 or 3 games out of their division schedule, and I think that's all they'll need to get to 6 or 7 wins. But we can move on. Another prop that we've seen, highly touted quarterback Justin Herbert for the Chargers, had a great start to his career and 17-game season now, but his line is at 29.5 touchdowns passing. Do you guys think he can reach that this season?
Or he's gonna crush it if they stay.
Over.
If
Yeah,
their weapons stay
I think he's
healthy,
gonna be good.
and they went Quinn Johnston early in the draft, like he's gonna crush that, bro. Even if they don't stay healthy, exactly. That's literally what I was gonna say. Even if they don't stay healthy, bro, the receivers that's stepping up after Jordan Palmer, Quentin Johnston, like bro, them dudes, they could run routes. So like, as far as them like being a wide receiver 1 for a 3-4 week stretch, that's probably not gonna do it. But if they have to fill in a couple games, they're gonna have so many weapons. And then the running back, Austin Eckler, receiving threat, obviously. So I think he's
And then
gonna
they also got
crush that. I think.
also Slater's back. So Slater barely
Slater's
did
back.
he even touch
Yeah,
the,
and then
did he even
O-line-
play the field. Yeah.
The
So the
O-line got
O-line
better.
just got better.
O-line
So-
got better. Yeah.
I think he's gonna crush it. Like
Well, and the
35
scheme got
touchdowns.
better too. Like
And the
Kellen
scheme-
Moore
Team's
from
always been good. There's
no,
some
but
really
this
great
is going to be
offensive
more downfield passing than it was with
Think so?
with their offensive
It's gonna
coordinator
be like,
before.
yeah.
It was more checkdowns and more short routes. Now they
Yeah,
have
that's true.
Quentin
Keenan-
Johnston
Yeah,
and Mike
Keenan
Williams to
Allen
stretch the
with the-
defense.
I think
Mm.
I think Herbert's gonna get back to what he looked like his second year in the NFL, which was 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns. Kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but
I think he's gonna go off. I think he'll be an MVP conversation.
yeah, I think he should. I mean,
No.
I think I
in
don't
the
think the
same
record will be good enough for him to win MVP.
You're in the same division as
Brandon
Patrick
Staley's going to have
Mahomes.
to make a lot of good decisions.
Yeah, I don't like Brandon Staley. I like their offensive.
What if he beat Patrick
coordinator.
Mahomes twice, Mike? Would he be
That
in the
won't
MVP
happen.
conversation?
That
What if
won't
he did?
happen.
The funniest
he
thing is
did-
they can definitely split because last season
But they could
Kelsey had
split.
to be the best player like of
What
all
if he won
time.
them
Choke.
both?
Tight
What-
end.
what
No,
if he
no,
won
the
both?
Chargers choke. The Chargers are choke artists, bro. Like they are the worst. The coach is so ass, bro. Until they fire their coach, I don't think Herbert's gonna win against like Pat Mahomes.
Chargers
honestly
are
don't
going to
think
be
so.
like the Chargers are like USC, just insane offense. Their defense is absolutely terrible.
And they have
Like,
so
yeah,
many
he's got
stars.
big
It's hilarious.
names,
Like
bro.
I know.
that
They have
defense
big
is
names.
filled with
Big
stars.
names on
Did they get a-
defense.
Did they get a new
Like-
DC this year?
I think it's
No.
Staley calling stuff still too.
I thought
I
he was.
believe.
I thought Staley was an offensive play caller.
I think he is.
That nigga probably
I
might
don't know
be.
who their DC is, but
He
I know
calls
their defense is
everything.
not good, and I know they're not making the playoffs this year too.
The Chargers?
Yeah,
no.
they
I
should.
can't say that. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, that's
I can't say that, man.
Bro,
Dude,
think about it. In the NFL, every time in the playoffs, like there's always like there's around like 40-50% of the teams that were in the playoffs last year
No,
that
dude,
don't make it.
he's a defensive minded coach. He's a defensive coordinator before he was a head coach.
Then fire him. Why is
Yeah.
he getting paid?
Don't ask me. But yeah, like we mentioned, they have a lot of stars. Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack has been on their team for the last few years. Like that attack alone should be helping stop the run and
J.C.
getting a bunch of
Jackson.
stacks. Yeah.
J.C. Jackson,
Hot
Darren
take.
James,
Samuel.
Hot take.
Even their linebacker Kenneth Murray, like they have
Kenneth
a
Murray,
solid
Eric Kendricks, like they've had big names. Like
Oh yeah, they got
Each-
Eric Kendricks.
Hot take. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Chargers start off like 3-4 and fire Staley, like middle of the season, like
They're
because they're
not
just
good.
like doing so miserable.
No,
Like I think
I
they.
already placed the
I
bet
think
on
you-
them to miss the playoffs. So
I think
I
they're
don't
too
need-
talented. I think they're too
You're
talented
addicted, my
to
man.
go.
But like that's the thing. I think they will get bro. The Chargers like find a way. They find a way to lose. So like, I think they're gonna start off like 3-4, all close losses, and then he's gone.
That many games that early.
Okay. Well, getting to a little positive note on the side of football. Quarterbacks. A lot of running quarterbacks last season. 5 of them finished with over 700 yards rushing. Fields obliterated the field with 1,100, over 1,100. I want to get you guys' take. Who will finish the year with the most rushing yards at the QB position?
Lamar
First off,
Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
No.
Lamar Jackson.
yeah,
It's gonna be Fields again, bro.
Now that he got his money, he might start saying F and just start taking back
Well,
off.
and they don't want him to run anymore now that he got paid. Like
Lamar Jackson. That's his
But
best
he don't
asset.
care what they want. He gonna do what he got to do to win.
You said he got all
his
that
money.
guaranteed.
He want his.
Bro,
he want his
yeah,
money.
he gonna get it regardless. He can do whatever.
there's
Bro,
zero
Justin Fields,
chance it's
Who do you
Lamar.
think? Don't say Justin. Bro, it'll be Lamar. Lamar got
It'll
hurt.
be
And he's still
Fields.
second. No,
Yeah,
Lamar.
I did peep
bro,
that.
are
I
you-
did peep that, Mike. I
He
did
got
peep. I was
hurt
thinking
and
the
he
same
was
thing.
second
I was
still.
like, shh.
He
but he
missed
was.
how many games?
He
Like
is.
four, 5? Like 5 games?
He is a good 400 yards behind folks, though. He's not running for 100 a game. I don't think.
Dude,
I don't think he.
bro, like, but the thing is, like, he could.
I don't think
Like, he
he
could
could.
do
But
that.
he's not gonna.
Yeah,
like,
but
the
they also
gonna be
don't
this
need
year.
to,
There's
like,
gonna be a lot of passing.
that running back like room is also good
Yeah.
too. Like
I
Gus
would say
Edwards,
Justin
JK is
Fields, bro.
healthy,
The Bears
and they have
O-line is still
Melvin Gordon
trash.
for some reason in there too.
The
So
Bears
it's like,
O-line still trash, bro. He's gonna be taken out still for at
That's
least.
why-
Like,
yeah.
dude.
okay,
but
but
he
they
missed
did get
one-
a tackle
bro,
for the future.
bro,
I
he
like
missed
I
5
like Wright.
But yeah, he missed 5 games last year, dog. Like, I'm telling you, like, that man could have definitely probably got 1,000 yards. Like, he could have been up there.
Yeah, 1,000, Mike, but he would still need another 143 after he got to 1,000. Like, Buddy got 1,143 up. He got 1,143 yards. That's
Yeah,
all.
I don't think he'll do that shit again at all.
Yeah, but I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. But he's still gonna have a lot. He's gonna.
Yeah,
be
but Fields missed 2 games too. Like Fields didn't even play the whole season. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that shit was horrible.
I don't think
Their
Josh.
offense was horrible.
15 games, he had 1,100 rushing yards. Like he had more rushing yards than Austin Eckler by I think it was like 200, 300 yards almost. That's insane. But
Jalen Hurts, I think, is gonna go low. I think he'll go like. I think a lot of teams are gonna scheme for like kind of just shut down.
and they have
the
so
way
many
he-
running backs now. Like that
Yeah.
entire running back room is loaded
I
too.
don't think. I think he goes low. I think Daniel Jones kind of moves up on this. He'll go a little higher.
I think Josh Allen. I think
he'll
he
go
could
low.
more. I think he could go more because that cold temperature during the end of the season. Like they might have him
Dude.
doing some quarterback runs
His-
when it's snowing
His
out.
prop is at like 500 this year. I don't think he goes over 700.
I think it could be around 700. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how much they run Justin Fields though, because now that like this is his make or break season, I feel like he might want to establish himself as a passer more too. But speaking of passing, Michael Pittman right now is the wide receiver 1 for the Colts. Alec Pierce coming on with a good connection with the new rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson. Do you guys think Pittman can reach 800 yards this season? That's his prop.
Yeah, for sure.
800.
Yeah.
A guy
think
on
he
that level,
can.
I'll give you a level like that's Alan Lazard level. Alan Lazard had 188 yards last year with 60 receptions.
Bro, Michael Pittman can. He's the number 1. I don't believe this Alex Pierce is the number 1 or whatnot. I think Michael Pittman's the number 1. He puts it all together this year. And
I'm just saying the
people.
quarterback. I'm not even saying because
Yeah, Richardson's only
Far
gonna
as
have
Mike-
like
As far as
2,000
Mike
yards.
Pittman,
if
as far as
that.
Mike Pittman as a receiver, I'm not I'm not. If he was with like a good quarterback, like I knew he was with a good quarterback, I spam that over. It's nothing with Mike Pittman. He could do that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying a
Richards.
quarterback. I'm thinking about
And they have Josh Downs too. Like that's going to be an easy dump down target for Richardson throughout the season. Like because you saw it during preseason, he will take the shot, but he's mostly going to stay within that 5 to 15 yard pass range, and I think that's suited for the Josh Downs and maybe Alec Pierce more than I guess Pittman too, but more Josh Downs, I should say.
I mean, Pittman's like a physical wide receiver. Like he could sit in the low hole. Like he could sit in the hole and just catch that ball and take a hit.
Yeah.
Like
he can get 800.
he can get 800. Like come on now.
They got a
Okay.
good O-line, bro. If Richardson just figure it out early, bro, and just learn how to read defenses and read his keys, bro, he's gonna be good. They gotta go.
He's not gonna figure it out early.
We'll get into people who don't need to figure it out.
You be hating though.
We'll get into
Nice.
people who've already figured it out and established themselves in the league. Who are your guys' picks to win the Defensive Player of the Year in 2023?
I like Parsons. I mean, it's either him or TJ. I think there's no way Myles Garrett wins it. Aaron Donald's way past his prime. I mean,
I play no way for Myles Garrett's kind of crazy.
bro.
And saying Aaron Donald's past his prime is kind of wild too.
I feel like saying like Myles Garrett, like I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like that's
Dude, that
crazy.
defense is going to be solid. Like Darius Smith and him coming off the other edge is going to be kind of scary.
Like it's
Darius is overrated though.
Yeah, but Darius doesn't need to be the best pass rusher anymore. Like he doesn't need to do like what he did in Green Bay. Like he's the second fiddle, but he's going against that other side tackle that might not be as good. They might flip to try and guard Garrett more, and they might double Garrett.
But like it is the league. Oh my bad, my kid.
Sneaky, we could maybe see a corner winning it this year. Like
I was thinking about that, but like
Sauce, if like someone just has crazy shutdown stats and gets like 6-7 interceptions, dude. Like
Pat Surtain's up there then too. Like I think Pat Surtain is definitely a conversation.
Like just someone who just kind of shuts down the side of the field.
It might be Micah Parsons though, bro.
Yeah, but I do like
the league,
especially
the league likes Micah too.
How many sacks do we think Parsons gets this year?
Bro, if his first year playing all DM, if he get like 16, 17, like he's gonna get
20. He should get to 20.
20?
No, 20 is hard as hell to do, bro.
Yeah. If he get there, he'll automatically win.
I mean, in that Dan Quinn system, I think he can. I think 20 is not out of the realm.
TJ had to get the record, NFL record for sacks to win his first one, even though he should have had 2 already.
They should have one.
Nah.
He should not 2. He should have 1 for sure. 1.
He should have 2.
He got robbed for 1, not 2.
He got robbed for 1, yeah. I'd say the other one you could maybe put him in there, but I for sure he got robbed 1.
If you ride him, then maybe the other one.
Oh no.
On the other side of the ball, last year it was not a surprise, but one of the best players in the league, Justin Jefferson, Offensive Player of the Year. What do you guys think wins it this season?
I say they for sure give it to a quarterback. I don't know which one, but I say they go quarterback.
Dude,
I don't. That's one thing I hate. I hate this about it's like the MVP is really a QB like award. Like
I know,
like it really is. And the Offensive Player of the Year should be like, bro, like the best offensive threat. Like,
well, it was last year though. It was.
No, but like they give it to they do give the QB like Pat Mahomes has one and an MVP. Like he swept. Like,
but he was also insane that season. So it's like.
But they just throw them the MVP.
But they throw the MVP. Like the MVP is going to a QB. Bro, it's never talked about. Like Justin Jefferson honestly could have been in the MVP conversation.
No.
Bro, Justin Jefferson, bro.
I mean, he was our offense last year.
He almost broke
if anything, if Cooper Kupp didn't get in it when he won the Triple Crown,
and he should have got MVP. Like for real, like Cooper Kupp really should have got MVP.
Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, just thinking about that too, though, like how insane Cooper Kupp was that season. Like, you don't see that. Like, that's something that's not once in a lifetime, but that's almost like at that level where that doesn't happen.
Once in a generation, for sure.
Dude, I like Tyreek though. I think Tyreek gets over 2,000. I mean, he was on pace last year with Tua. I think this year he's gonna have a crazy year.
I got it.
I think I can see it though, because I think Tyreek himself is going to like push himself even more to get it, because even if Tua's like, bro,
He's
he's
playing
gonna not
good.
take that as an excuse anymore. Like, I think he's focused on, like he said, he doesn't want to be remembered in the Hall of Fame like as a Chief. I think he wants to make a name even more for himself in Miami.
He
I
playing a
got
lot of good
sneaky.
defenses, bro.
I got a sneaky one.
Tyreek's playing
Garrett
on.
Wilson. Garrett Wilson's the sneaky one.
Yeah,
I think
sneaky.
Garrett Wilson be like, bro,
He
he
could
has
have
the
a crazy
potential to
year.
pop out for 1,700 and like 12 tutties. Like,
Yeah,
bro, he has sticky hands. He has
dude. Yes,
he's
he could,
Devontae
Anthony.
Adams Jr.
Easily.
He's Devontae Adams Jr. Like for real. Like
He
he
had
got it.
bums that
He
quarterback.
got it. Like he has the. I think he's the sneakiest one. Like I think he's gonna make the biggest leap next year.
I think, yeah, I
Like
think he has a
into like
crazy.
that top 5 conversation. Like
I think they're gonna run
Garrett's
the
that
ball a
man.
lot more though than
Oh
people are
my
expecting.
Yeah,
I think half their offense is going to be the run game, just because of how much they've invested in that position and how much like talent they have in that room. That I don't think like, and especially with a balanced offense, like that's even better for the Jets, because you have a quarterback like Rodgers who can read the defense and analyze and get to the run checks when he needs to, and make the passes whenever he needs to. And so like he'll be out there and be like, well, this run's open right now. Let me just give it to one of the best backs in the league, and Brees Hall or Dalvin Cook. And then you have a good passing attack, like overall, just because you have Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I can see Garrett Wilson having another explosive year. I think he well deserved Offensive Rookie of the Year, and it's insane that the Jets had both, like they swept. So I think the Jets are going to be a lot better than people expect. But because people, they're saying 10 wins, but they're saying they're not going to do anything in the postseason. I think they will. We'll move on. Atlanta Falcons had an average, a little below average season last year, and now going into his second season, Desmond Ritter has the reins, but could lose them with some troubling play throughout the season. And Taylor Heineke, the ultimate backup, ready to step in. Who do you guys think is the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons come the end of the season?
I think it's Ritter. I think everyone's just kind of hating on Ritter right now. And I feel like he's going to be able to figure it out. Just give him some time. He's still young. Only got a couple games last year. Be able to build that chemistry on the field with his teammates, which is just a super young offense in general. So I feel like it's going to take them some time, but I think they're going to stick it in with Ritter.
yeah. I mean Heineke. He he didn't have nothing like what the Falcons have in Washington. But I mean, I don't know, bro. I think he can go either or. I mean, I think Taylor has that little it factor than Desmond. I mean, he has those kind of comebacks in the fourth quarter, and he has that kind of grit and stuff that you kind of want in a quarterback. But I mean, I think it's just whoever the coach likes more. Just like as in like, I think you can go either or, and both can succeed in this offense. Just the way it's going to be ran, and it's going to like Ritter's not going to be asked to make tough throws or
Yeah,
nothing like
they're gonna
that.
run the ball the most in the league, I think,
Yeah, they're
again
going to
for
be
like the
handing it
second.
off. Like it's going to be easy throws. It's going to be nothing too crazy. So I mean, I think either quarterback can do well. It's just I don't know. I think Heineke has that it factor that I kind of like. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and then heading into, we'll just give our four teams. Don't have to go into much depth into why, but we'll give our four teams that we think will be in the conference championships this season, NFL playoffs. If one of y'all want to start it out.
The final 4 teams. I feel like you can't always. It's always gonna be the Chiefs. It's like the new Patriots. Like the Chiefs will be
Yeah.
one of that final 4. It's just about who they're gonna be facing, and I think they're gonna be facing the Ravens. I think they're gonna face the Ravens, and that's gonna be my AFC. That's my AFC. My NFC, Eagles, and uh, Eagles, and oh my god, I think the Cowboys do it this year. I think the Cowboys make it to the conference finals. So I got the Cowboys versus the Eagles, and then I got the Ravens versus the Chiefs.
Who you got, McCabe?
I got Chiefs versus Steelers. Now, if I don't got to put the Steelers in there, I'll go Chiefs, and I will go. I'm buying in I like the Jets. I like their defense. I like their head coach. I like their quarterback. They got everything. I like, and now in the NFC, I like Cowboys. I think they can get it done this year, and I think they'll be playing the 49ers. And they're going to be meeting them again in the playoffs, and you got to get past them, and we'll see if they can do it for the third year in a row.
D, who you got?
In the AFC, I would go Jets. The Jets gonna be. I'll go Jets, Bengals, A-Rod and Joe Burrow. I see either the Bengals, probably the Bengals knocking the Chiefs off again, or I think the Jets could do it too. And then on the NFC, I'll probably go Eagles, 49ers. The 49ers I think they're due to have one really good. If they get a good playoff run and no one's hurt and they come up short, I think they blow it up. But I think I don't think they've got besides the year they went to the Super Bowl, but with this stacked ass roster, I don't think they've had a real one all right, let's go get one. Because of all the injuries, obviously, the QB problems, whatever else case.
Yeah, I might. So I'm gonna obviously Chiefs for me. I think the Chiefs are just a shoe in now with how they've
You don't
built.
think the defense figure Patrick Mahomes out yet? Y'all think he's still tricking you?
I think until I see them not able to perform in the postseason, I'm always going to believe in them. And then I'll say the Jets. And in the NFC, I think it's a dogfight. I have 5 teams I think could make it to the conference finals. I think the Dallas Cowboys, I think the Eagles, I think
Niners.
the
Who are the other-
49ers, yeah. I think the Seahawks are a chance to make it.
Oh,
And then I think as
No,
well.
the Seahawks are. I think the Seahawks are a sleeper.
who's the other team, Andrew? Don't say the Vikes.
I think
The
the
Vikes
Vikes
is
have an
like
opportunity.
I think there's definitely a chance for us
Oh,
to
they
make
don't.
it.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I
No.
think
Yeah.
the Saints are a sneaky team that nobody's talking about because I think
Oh, you're
Oh,
crazy.
if they make no, listen,
I mean they need to get better.
they make the playoffs with their champion their conference championship, like they're not their division championship. They get a home playoff game at the Superdome or whatever it's called now. Like that atmosphere, they just got to
But they
win
got to
that
win
game.
2. They got to win 2 to get there.
But they're going to be a high seed. They could be playing another team and play another
Bro,
home
you're
game.
trolling.
Like they just have to
Like,
win
you're
one
saying,
game,
like,
in my opinion.
Please stop.
I
With
think the
Saints
Saints
talk.
are people. Like I
Stop
think
with the Saints talk. You might as well go back to talking about the Vikings. Like I think the Vikings got a better chance than the Saints do.
no
Like
people
by
are
far.
hating on
Like by far.
people don't believe in Derek Carr the way I think
Derek
Derek Carr's
Carr's
gonna
not
have
a
a good
winner.
season.
He's not
Derek
a
Carr's
winner.
been with the
Kirk
Raiders.
Cousins ain't a
Are
winner.
the
You
Raiders?
saying the Vikings got a chance?
I know, but damn, we got Brian Flores, probably the best, like one of the best like defensive minds in football.
Bro,
You got Kevin O'Connell, who coached the Super
Miami's
Bowl
D was
offense.
not good, Mike.
Like,
They were not good when he was there.
bro, what he had
They
just,
were better than
he
Ed
was your,
Donatel. They were better than Ed
like, bro,
Donatel.
like, dude, he got that defense so much
Minnesota
straight.
had
He drafted
historically
Christian
bad defense. Like, did you see
Yeah.
that stat about Kirk Cousins is the only quarterback to win to make the playoffs with a team that was like one of the worst defense in the NFL? Like,
Like I think the Vikings
it was
pulled
some
together
random
this
stat
year.
that I saw. It was like Kirk Cousins is like on a short list with like 27th defense. It was like a bottom 3 defense. But yeah,
Like 12-4 in the regular season is Kevin O'Connell's first year. I think they can go 11-5, like, and just do it all over again with a better defense. Like those, like it looks like the defense looks so much better. Like just even watching the preseason, it looks better.
yeah. I think they got worse talent wise, but I think they got better schematically, which is what matters, like in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I think they lost a lot of pieces that they could have kept, but they didn't really need to. But also the defense is anyone can be more competent than a Donatel. Like please go rewatch the Eagles Vikings game in prime time. Like the defense played cover 2 shell with 8 players like 10 yards off the ball against the best rushing team in the NFL. Like you're not going to get that incompetency from Brian Flores this season. We'll move on. College football is upon us, and week 0 has taken place. Reactions from you guys on what you guys saw in the first week?
I really did not like USC's defense. They looked like really bad.
Yeah,
Like
they look terrible.
like putting 28 points, San Jose State, like That should not happen, like, at all. But the offense did look pretty good. Dorian looks really good. Their freshman, true freshman,
Branch,
Zachariah Evans, Branch,
bro,
and
he's gonna
don't think
be
he's so
insane.
nice. He's so good. And
So
dude,
sick. Tavon
like
Austin.
Tavon Austin, like, and Malachi Nelson,
Yes,
did
Andrew. I
not even get
swear
no
to God, bro.
burn.
Watch his
No,
watch the highlights.
don't put that tag on him because I
Bro,
want him to be
watch the
good,
highlights from
bro.
his
I want him to
game,
be good in the
bro.
NFL, bro.
He's gonna be insane this year. He's gonna have the craziest highlight after the season, bro. Watch like
He's
just
nice.
bro.
No,
His
he's
move,
nice. He's going to be one of the best receivers this season, but
his
I
kick return touchdown was crazy. It was
yes,
crazy.
let's put him in a category other than a kick returner that's electric. Let's put him in like
Bro, look at when he catches the ball, like, bro, he's as crazy
He's
moves.
electric with the ball in his hand, like, for sure. Good player, good yak player. Like, that's like the NFL nowadays. Like, people like that. Like, but the Notre Dame also looks super good. That's how the way they did the way Notre Dame did Navy is the way that USC should have did San Jose State. Like, it was, I don't know, they slaughtered them, and Sam Hartman looked good. Sam
Yeah,
Hartman looked good,
Sam
and that running
Hartman.
game did too. That
Yeah,
running game looked crazy.
I mean, you knew Notre Dame, like you knew they were gonna come in with they were gonna come in with a great good running game, like with the running back they got coming back from last
Estime
year,
is
like they're
insane.
and
Yes, Estime
their
is
O
going to be one of the
line,
best.
like their O line, 2 tackles are gonna go in like the first round, like they're gonna have a good running game, and then
Yeah.
like Sam Hartman just brings that, he just brings them to another level, I think, and like with the passing now, like and like the way he just is a competitor, a leader, he's just gonna bring him over the top, and I think they're gonna be a tough team to beat this year. So
I think double digit wins, but also I just
yeah,
think like I'm so
yeah,
happy for Sam Hartman, dude. He escaped like the system narrative. Like Wake Forest runs such an odd system, and he
yeah,
was
so
being
weird.
like so successful in it that people just labeled him a system quarterback in the ACC. And now you get to see on the national stage like what Sam Hartman can do
Yeah,
in like a different offense, and he
and he
proved that.
maybe could. I mean, like he probably if he stayed at Wake Forest, he was probably like a maybe sixth, seventh round guy. Like
Yeah,
maybe he goes undrafted. Like because there are those quarterbacks that are like good in college, but they just don't get drafted. Like Duggan, and then you have guys like who else? Stetson Bennett. Like these guys just are good in college, but then just don't really do well. And
I think he's still like max like a fourth round. Like
yeah,
I
he
don't think
maybe
he's.
after this year he can move himself up to
Who
Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman.
is Stenson Bennett? Is he starting for the Rams or is Matthew?
No,
Is
No,
Stafford.
never will start for. I don't think he'll ever
Yeah,
start for the Rams.
he might get cut,
Unless
bro.
unless Stafford gets majorly injured, I think there's no way that the Rams pivot to Bennett. Like
No, I thought Stafford
I was
shoulder was
on
messed up for the first half of the season.
I was on the Stetson Bennett train for the first 2 weeks of preseason, and then I saw that last game, and it showed a lot of not just like immaturity, but just like inability to
Maturity,
make
post
the
30.
reads. Yeah, exactly, and that's the problem. Like he's older. Did you see that he's like 150 or 60 days older than Tremaine Edmonds, who's been in the NFL for 6 years? Like that's insane. Like you gotta be on a
Yeah.
higher level at that point. But we'll move on. We'll move on. Okay, so we finished that up, and now week one's just around the corner. We're already into the next week. It's
I'm too
Monday night.
excited.
And as McCabe has shown, there's a lot of excitement for the full experience. College game day and the first week of college football is about to be here. Thursday
Dude,
starts
that
the
shit gives me
games.
chills thinking about.
First games of the year that are important to the national teams, just nationally. And I wanted to get your guys' takes. What is your favorite game this weekend?
For me, I mean, so Thursday, first kind of some solid couple games on Thursday. You got Florida, Utah. I think Utah take care of the business. I think they blow them out. Kind of revenge game of what happened to them last year, being ranked so high last year, going into Florida to a team who was unranked, and just it kind of ruined their whole season, basically losing that game. So I think there's a sour taste in Utah's from that week one game, like because they really had that game in hand, and then just kind of Anthony Richards took over. But then, yeah, you also got Minnesota and Nebraska week one on Thursday. That'll be
I'm gonna
kind of a
be
good
there in
game.
the press box. That's gonna be my
Yeah,
first game I
yeah.
cover.
Matt Rule's first game, so it'll be interesting. But I think the biggest game this week, I really, really like the Sunday night game, LSU FSU in Orlando. It's gonna be insane. I mean, the LSU FSU game last year was insane, the walk-off win for LSU. But I mean, FSU, I think this game I think it's just as big as like it really just kind of declares their season, like if they're going to be an actual contender or just kind of like 13 to 25 in that ranking every week and just kind
No,
of
but
up and down.
I think if LSU loses this game, they can still make the college football playoff.
Yeah,
I think if
yeah,
FSU loses, I don't think they can recover from
yeah.
it.
I don't think
Just because the
FSU.
committee's eyes and what they're watching for the SEC versus the ACC, like
Yeah,
winning the SEC championship for LSU would put them in, I think, undoubtedly, even if they had a loss at the start of the season. Whereas,
but I mean, yeah, FSU, they got the quarterback. I think they have the better quarterback. I think they have the better wide receivers, but I don't know too much about FSU's defense. I know they always got those pass rushers. They always do. LSU though, they got Perkins, who's going to be a top 5 pick. I mean, he's insane. They got Jaden McDaniels, solid college quarterback. Probably won't do nothing in the NFL, but I don't know, dude. It's going to be such a good game. I just can't wait. And
Done
then yeah,
yapping.
my
You
fault,
yapping, my
bro. I'm
boy.
too excited, Mike.
Yeah, you. I'm hearing you. I love it. I love the enthusiasm. But come on, all right. Let's let someone else talk. Jesus. All right. I got the game I'm super excited to see is Colorado versus TCU
Why would
because
you
I
want
want
to
to see
watch
how
a
this.
blowout?
I want to no see. Look, you're just trolling. Like I want to see how Dion does. I want to see how the team looks. See how the potential looks. See how Shadura looks against a Big 12 defense against like a super good team. A team was just in the championship last year. So I just want to see some good signs, even if they lose. And I'm also excited for the UNC South Carolina game. For you get to see two QBs that are going to be in this upcoming draft play against each other. Drake
I
May and Spencer Rattler,
yeah.
and I think it's going to be a super super good game to watch.
I think Rattler has the chance to put himself into that upper tier this season, like of the Caleb Williams, Drake May, and then he could solidify himself as like the third quarterback off the board if he has a good season. But it's all dependent on his play because he has
Who?
the Spencer Rattler has the raw talent that is up there with
Oh
those
yeah,
two guys. Like he has the raw talent. It's just putting it on the field on the tape
yeah.
this season. So it'll be interesting to see that first week. College game day is going to be there. It's going to be the
That
biggest
game.
game of the year possibly for both of those teams just because it sets off your season. And then I have one game that in particular that I don't know how many people are going to be watching, but I am definitely going to tune in, and it's Penn State versus West Virginia. I want to see the Aller just start to his starting career for Penn State and the new era in a way. Finally, post Sean Clifford, what that team looks like, how invested they are in him as like a down the field thrower, and how that defense looks as well. So I'll be tuning into that one just to see if Penn State can like show me that they can actually compete with Michigan and Ohio State this season.
Yeah, I like Penn State this year. I mean, so much hype. I mean, there was a thing. Freaking guys were saying that they like Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State over Georgia, Bama, LSU this year.
I
I think
that's
that's like
Dude, it's
crazy.
a valid statement.
I think it's easy to say that looking at it from the start of the season, but I need to see week 1, I need to see week 2 before I can say it because people are so worried about the quarterback situation
I
for
know,
those teams
but
where it's
Georgia's O line, like their trenches is insane.
like their whole team as a whole is so much better than people are like they're so worried about the quarterback position. If they have a serviceable
Well,
player
because
at their
they've always.
quarterback,
I mean, yeah, Stetson Bennett was just serviceable.
like if Carson Beck is anything like Stetson Bennett,
Yeah,
that team is going to be insane again. And I don't think they'll lose a game until the
their
championship. Like,
schedule is so
yeah,
fucking easy. It's
it's
so
literally
easy.
one of the easiest schedules they've probably had ever.
It's just one game at Tennessee. Who Tennessee's like, they kind of have a little hype just because they were good last year, but I mean,
I
they
like Joe
lost a
Milton.
lot of
Not gonna
guys.
lie, I like Joe Milton.
I
Uh,
know, but dude, people don't. But did they
Hey,
beat Clemson? Yeah, they killed Clemson, right?
I think so in the Orange
Yeah.
Bowl. That was such a
Yes,
sick
bro.
game.
He's because Joe Milton, bro, he is a pocket rocket.
Bro,
He
his
has
arm
a
is
pocket rocket,
insane.
bro. Like, dude, he is so good. He just
So
needed that switch.
we've talked about some of the best teams in college football, so I wanted to get y'all's take on who you think's gonna make the college football playoff. We saw ESPN and Game Days talk between McAfee, Desmond Howard, and Kirk Herbstreit. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on who makes the Final Four in college football.
I got this as the number one. The Ohio State University. The Ohio State University, the number one team in the country. At 2, I gotta go with the rival, Michigan at number 2. Michigan at number 2. 3.
You think that they're going to like a two-loss team?
That's not going to happen.
Mike, you understand that if they're going to play each other twice, or not twice, but they'll play each other, and one of them is going to have a loss, and so
Yeah.
1 and 2. Like I don't think Georgia. My opinion, Georgia won't lose a game this season. So I think Georgia has
Georgia's
to be
going to be 1. It's going to be 1.
1 or 2.
Okay, so let me switch it. So 1, 2, 3. 1's Georgia, 2 Ohio State, 3 Michigan, and then 4. 4 is gonna be FSU. I think FSU creeps in there with that 4th because I honestly like looked at the schedule. I see them losing like one game, like so far not seeing them like even like losing like 2 games. Like I see them losing 1 game. I think the LSU game is the toughest game on their schedule.
So
yeah,
LSU
then
losing
probably Clemson.
Yeah, LSU's
And then
probably
Clemson.
that means LSU's losing multiple games this season because they'll lose that one, and if they win out, they'll lose again to Georgia most likely.
Then
like
they
last
lose.
year.
I think they're going to be the same way as last year. Like I don't really have high expectations.
They only
for
had
LSU.
1 loss last year.
Who, LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's saying that they're gonna make that FSU's gonna make the playoff, which would mean
I
they
know,
would
but
have to
LSU
have.
only has 1 loss, dude. I mean, that means they're gonna have to go. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's gonna be interesting. Cause I think LSU. It'll be because, dude, if Georgia goes undefeated and then just loses in the SEC championship,
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
yeah. To
But
see if they even play. Like
who do you
if
got,
not,
Andrew, at your 4?
I got number 1. I got Georgia. I got Michigan at 2, and then my idea is, I think I want to say USC is gonna make it, but then I also don't trust. I'm just gonna say I'll say USC is 3 and Ohio State's
Yeah.
4 because I think
you're wilding for that.
I think
the defense is trash. Defense is trash.
yes, but that defense is trash. But also like a Heisman level quarterback, a generational talent quarterback can sometimes make up for that. And in big games,
Yeah,
he's
but when
shown us
they-
that he can
but then
play.
when
Dude,
they-
they have
when
a
they see
schedule where they
Utah,
can.
when they see Utah, like
No, but that's like the Utah game against Florida this year. That is a revenge game from the last
Yeah,
season.
not even, bro. What do you mean, bro? They knocked them out of like a top 5, like Utah, like bro. Utah's like tough. Like they beat USC last.
Yes, but
year.
Utah lost half of their star power like this
Yeah,
past
they
year.
did.
Like their defense and their offense lost dudes on both sides of the ball. Like USC reloaded way more than Utah did
Yeah,
because of their
USC
recruiting.
got a lot.
It's just their defense got to be able to stop people.
And
you
that's
can
the
have you can have a crazy high offense, bro, but like you
And-
got to be able to make it stop
No,
sooner
but-
or later.
and Rising's health is a question mark too for Utah because
How?
they utilize him. He's already hurt right now. He
They don't know if
was
he's gonna be ready
questionable
week 1.
for week 1, and then that
Jesus.
offense is going to be him running for half of their offense, most like not running for half of it, but a good portion is going
He's
to be
a
running.
beast, though.
He is
Yes,
a
but he
tank.
doesn't care about his own health, which is a problem if he's going to be a massive part of your offense, rushing and passing.
Yeah.
But I
he'll
still
truck
think
a dude.
USC
Like, he'll go
is
and truck
definitely not going to
somebody.
be like. I don't think they're going to make it.
I think
Dude,
they
if
can win their
if they
conference.
lose only 1 game,
Yeah.
if they lose only 1 game, and then they also win the Pac-12,
Bro,
They're
we're
gonna
gonna we're
they're
gonna
gonna be in
upset
it.
them.
because
gonna
dude, they
upset
play
them. Don't worry
Notre
about it.
Dame, they
Don't
play
worry about it.
Washington,
Bro,
Oregon,
hold on. Okay, I'm not
Utah.
gonna lie, bro, dude. Like USC could get upset by Sam Hartman, like, and that because you could I could
Yes,
see that.
I know.
I
But
could see
I'm
that as
just saying, if they beat them, like
Hey, this is a projected Final Four.
Yeah.
This isn't set in stone. Like this is going to happen. This is like what
Yeah,
I'm looking
I'm
at.
just saying.
What I'm looking at
They
from
play
the
some
start.
hard teams.
Yes,
They play some hard teams, and they can't play defense.
but it's not it.
So
But they also like honestly, tackling can be taught, and that's the biggest problem with USC's defense. If their coaches actually instill in them arm tackling and actually making a tackle, that defense is not that bad because the scheme is there. You see it. There's players at every play. Their player is there. They're just not making the plays. Like
yeah, but I'm just saying, like you do that in the off season. Like that's something you do in the off season. You teach them how to tackle in the off season. You don't let San Jose State score 28 points. What you think Notre Dame gonna do to you? What you think? Bro? What you think Michael Penix is gonna do? Like, bro, he's gonna dot you up. Like, I don't know. I see them having like having some bad losses like they did last year and missing it
Yeah.
again, and missing the dance again.
we'll move
Yeah.
on.
So for me,
Quarterbacks. Oh yeah, you got it. My
can I get
fault.
my four?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my four in. I'm gonna go Georgia just because I think they're gonna go honestly, no. I'm gonna go Bama at 1. I'm gonna go Michigan at 2. I'm gonna go Georgia at 3, Ohio State at 4. And the reason I like Bama is because I mean, they're honestly in the best spot right now, as in like just coming into the season, just because no one's talking about them. Like they're like that's where Saban wants to be. Like that's he I guarantee you he loves it. And they have the guys like every year. Like they have the guys. So I think they're gonna be ready and I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people this
So you
year.
think they're gonna win the SEC?
Yeah, I think they win the SEC. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying. That's why I
because
think they have them
that's.
over Georgia.
But so then Georgia has to lose a game or two in the regular season for them to make it. You think that?
Oh wait. Oh yeah, because they are on the same
Yeah,
No,
I
no.
think
Is it
aren't they?
no,
Oh
no,
no,
it's
they aren't.
Bama
No,
and
they're good.
LSU
Yeah,
that are on that same side.
yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna meet up in the SEC championship, and I think
But you
Bama.
think that strength of schedule is gonna get Georgia into the playoff losing?
Well, losing in the SEC, they're going to be undefeated. They'll just lose the SEC championship.
Yeah, I guess the committee loves them.
Like,
Let's say that's the exact same schedule of a team like in the Pac-12 or the ACC, and they lose to like Bama in the
I
champ.
mean,
They're not
that's me
making the
saying
playoff.
like, I mean, unless like you get a crazy year from FSU who could go undefeated if they win that week
Yeah.
1 game,
But I'm just
or I
saying,
mean,
like, if
yeah,
you give that
USC.
resume to a team that's outside that exact same schedule and that resume
I
outside of
know.
the SEC, they're not even considered for the playoff. Like,
Yeah, no. But I mean,
but
yeah,
yeah,
there is,
Alabama is my interchangeable one with USC for 3 because
dude.
I think they're 3 because I think whoever loses that game between Michigan and Ohio State will thought of as like if they make it, they're the 4th seed. So, like,
Yeah,
I
dude.
see that.
I like Bama this year.
I think Bama's definitely a good team.
Yeah. I mean,
People,
they're just.
people, people need to talk about them more just because it's Saban and he's been that guy for a decade now. Like it's been insane that nobody has talked about them. But
And they got a schedule where there's the schedule just it's a tough schedule, but it works out so well for them with Texas at home, LSU at home, Tennessee at home. Like they are at home in one of the best football environments, like in college football. Like they're at home for those games. Like it helps them out tremendously. The only game that on the road that is tough for them in the whole schedule, Texas A&M, which isn't too crazy, but they've surprised them in the past. So, but I mean, they're a 7-point favorite in that game. I mean, I still like them, but dude, they have a hard schedule, but it favors them. Which is just it. I think it's gonna work out for them this year, and I think they could sneak in.
we'll get into the final topic of today's pod. Favorite college football player of all time. I wanted to get yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go favorite college. Are we going just favorite? Or are we going like
Just
who
favorite.
kind of like? I'm
Favorite.
gonna go. I'm gonna go. I mean, I didn't watch too many of you guys because I just kind of started getting into college football. But I'd probably say Saquon for me. He was crazy. Like you'd always turn on this TV. Like returning punts. Like I remember the Ohio State Penn State game, like return the kick back
Yeah, must see
first
TV
play.
whenever he
Like,
played. Like,
he was crazy. Like one hand snags, jumping over guys.
and then just all
He
the
was,
hype he built in the offseason with those crazy lifts and
yeah.
those crazy plays like against his teammates, or he'd truck a dude
Uh-huh.
like that's like 100
Like
pounds
yeah.
bigger. Like,
He was crazy, and I mean, yeah, Joe Burrow, but I didn't really. I mean, Joe Burrow, he had some crazy plays, but he wasn't nothing too crazy. But yeah, the rest of the other guys, I didn't really watch really any of them, so I
yeah, my
couldn't
two
speak
are
too
I have
much.
two because I can't decide between them. They're two dominant running backs, and Melvin Gordon and Derrick Henry. You just watch them play in college, and they were electric. They're like
Yeah,
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin.
Every touch could have taken it 75 yards. It seemed with that Wisconsin offensive line, set the single game rushing record for college football, and had like 25 carries. Like it wasn't like a insane amount of carries. Like he was breaking off chunks every single time he touched the ball. And then Derrick Henry is just Derrick Henry. Like man amongst boys in high school, man amongst boys in college, and man amongst boys in the NFL. Like he's just one of the most dominant players you've ever seen in football, just because of his size and his ability to play at a high level every single season.
Yeah, I mean, well, another one for me. I think the most impressive on here, like guy who accomplished the most and like what he did was the most insane. I think Cam Newton, just not one player on his team made it to the NFL like starting, which is just like, and they won the national championship. Like that's insane. Like yeah,
Yeah.
like I know one player can't win you a national
But
championship,
he damn near did.
but yeah, he damn near did. Not one of his guys made it to the NFL.
And
Like
not only that, like he was a leader too, like on that team.
yeah,
Like after what happened and all that stuff at Florida, and then to
hmm
turn around and lead a team to a national championship is just speaks a lot about him and his character and how
yeah,
talented of a football player he was.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he was crazy.
So that'll do it. Podcast number 8 for Beyond the
Yeah.
Scoreboard. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. We'll see you next time.